All right, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Sovereign CEO podcast. This is part two. Part two, strategy palooza. I write my podcast in advance. I curate the content and then I film them at a later date. And I forgot that I was having an intense creative strategy bonanza going on. So I had way more strategies than I thought all at once. So I didn't want to bombard you guys with too much information. So in part one, we went over some key strategies that work for anyone, but specifically I was focusing on some beginner entrepreneurs, things that are beginner friendly. But of course, anyone can implement these at any time. Today, we're going into part two. I'm going to share some additional strategies. If you haven't listened to part one, go and listen to part one. Save this one for later. Pause, rewind, go back. But let's dive into some strategies here that you might think about applying in 2025, considering the climate, considering the market, considering how everything is changing right now. Okay, so number 5, let's get into it. So ads. We got to talk ads. When I used to have my physical studio, I did do Facebook ads. I studied Instagram ads. The kind of ads that I do now are totally different than the ads I did then. The kind of ads I did then were like buy my stuff ads. Those aren't my favorite kind of ads anymore. They don't work as well as the kinds that we're implementing now with our clients. But you might think about doing ads right now. You probably should think about ads right now, especially if you sell high ticket, because organic content can only get you so far. So I've grown an audience of over 90,000 organically. That's not something that I can always teach people how to do. I can teach people how to make better content. I can't teach people how to go viral. And even with that audience size, I'm noticing some limitations with organic content. It's all just a numbers game. There are way more accounts than ever before. And there are also a lot of bot accounts, fake accounts, AI accounts. So only 0.5% to 5% of your audience sees your organic content. Ads are guaranteed eyeballs. There's a few kinds of ads that I really love using. One is a retargeting ad. A retargeting ad, this works well if you already have a devoted audience, especially if you have a big audience. It's cheap, it's pretty effective. And if you're already good at creating content, but you feel like it's getting buried, it's not getting eyeballs, we can use a retargeting ad to just get that content out there more. And just like the name suggests, we can retarget website visitors, people that have watched your reels, people that have DM'd you. And we can do this cheaply with $5 a day ads. You can then use this to focus on your programs, your DMs. You can just say, hey, DM me if you want to learn more about this thing, or any low ticket offers that you have. So again, retargeting means showing ads to people who have already interacted with you in some way. They've watched your reels or videos. They've visited your website. They've engaged with your Instagram page. They've opted into your email list. They viewed your sales page, but they didn't buy. Those are a little more complicated to set up, but pretty effective. So what's most important about retargeting ads is this is not a cold audience. It's people that already know you, but they need a nudge. They need a reminder so that they can take the next step with you. This matters a lot right now because, again, organic reach is tanking. Even your very best content isn't being seen by everyone who follows you. So retargeting puts your best offers back in front of warm leads. You can even take a piece of content that did well and put some money behind it. It's cheaper and more effective than an ad to a cold audience. Retargeting just costs less, so your CPMs are lower, and it converts higher because you're not starting from zero trust. People already know who you are. It builds familiarity and trust. People are going to buy from the person that they see the most and they like the most. People need multiple touch points before they buy, 7 to 12 touch points. So retargeting keeps your face and message in front of people in a natural way, especially if you're building it in a way that just looks like content. You already did the hard work, right? You already made the piece of content. You already edited it, filmed it. So if you posted content, it got likes, it got attention, don't waste it. Retargeting recycles attention, and it just really helps seal the deal for your offers. So there's lots of different ways to use retargeting. You want to look at who you're retargeting. You want to look at, did they watch your reel? Did they view your sales page? Did they engage with you on Instagram? Did they opt into a freebie? Did they DM you and then they ghosted you? So if they watched your reel, you can send another reel to them or a call to action to book a call. If they viewed your sales page, you can send them a carousel ad with some testimonials. If they engage with you on Instagram, you can share a story style ad with a personal invite, like just a talking head video. If they opted into a freebie, you can include a direct pitch to your paid offer. If they ghosted you in the DMs, a simple still interested ad with some urgency. Here's an example. So you can create a $7 guide or free masterclass. You can run a simple engagement ad or a story ad to warm leads, then run retargeting ads to everyone who clicked or opted in with a call to action like, hey, you check this out. Are you ready to take the next step? See how it feels like conversational? Retargeting helps you make the content you already made work harder for you. So, especially during the summer, when engagement dips, retargeting helps you stay visible without you just endlessly posting new stuff. It helps you sell without being overly pushy. It's automated, which is nice, and just run in the back end. And you can help recover leads that would have disappeared. They would have ghosted you. Number 6, build a signature offer, one high ticket offer, and drop all the rest. Drop the noise. Simplicity sells. A lot of the people that I work with come to me and they have like the most complicated offer suite I've ever seen. Simplicity sells. Beginner business owners especially, you need traction. You need to master your marketing and your messaging. You don't need things to be more complicated. You don't need to sell more stuff. You need to build one clear, trust-driven offer. And when that's profitable consistently, then you can add on. But you want to build one thing. And again, just learn how to market it, know how to create a content funnel and promote that one thing for a really long time. The problem with beginners selling multiple offers, every single offer needs a sales page, its own messaging, a launch plan, a content strategy, ads, a buyer journey. And it can be super confusing to your audience if they don't know what you're known for, if they don't know where to start, if they don't know what offer is for me and when. It's going to dilute your energy, your marketing efforts, and you just become one of those random course creators instead of an expert who has a proven system, process, results. When you have one signature offer that you own, it positions you as the go-to expert for that specific transformation. It's going to help you simplify everything else in your life and business, your marketing, your funnel, your messaging. And it makes it easy to get referrals, testimonials, and recurring sales because people are going to hear the same offer name, the same messaging again and again, instead of a bunch of different offer names that maybe they're not familiar with. And it builds trust faster because, again, repetition sells. So instead of offering your mindset workshop, your $27 Canva template, your get started coaching bundle, a random one-off group program, you focus on one clear signature offer like the Confident Coach Blueprint, a 12-week program to go from crickets to clients. And you sell that thing for a year, for 2 years, for 3 years, and you just keep making it better and better and better. All content leads there, all ads lead there, all DMs point there. Your free resources are designed to get people to that one thing. If you go on a podcast, you talk about that one offer. You can add in lower ticket or other tiers later. Once the signature offer is converting, your messaging is dialed in, then you can add a low ticket tripwire, backend mastermind, one-to-one upgrade paths, but it all starts with the signature offer. There's a lot to marketing. There's a lot to building a really good program, and too many people are spreading themselves way too thin. So if you got a bunch of offers, if that's you and you're not rolling in the dough, the answer might not be create another thing. The answer might be choose one thing and make it better. All right. Asynchronous launches. So if live events aren't converting like they used to, especially in summer, you might want to think about dripping your content over 5 days via email, private podcast, or gated content vault. You can pre-record educational content, but you can keep the DMs or the comments open for connection. So asynchronous means that you are launching a program, but it's not live. You don't have to show up live. They don't have to show up live. And you're slowly dripping them the content. I've done this before. I've done like an online course that gets delivered as an email series that gets slowly dripped in. You can pre-record it. The client can move at their own pace and they can access it in their own time. I like this because people are burnt out. they're non-committal right now, they maybe don't want to go to the live event. There is energy in a live event, but doesn't help you if people don't show up. It's summer, people are traveling, there's kids, distraction. Your audience probably wants flexibility right now, just like you do, and you want fewer tech issues and stress. So what if the webinar doesn't turn on? What if the Wi-Fi goes out? So all of these different things can be delivered in an asynchronous way: a private podcast series, 3-part video series, a email drip course, a private content vault. We have that in my vault. A DM-based sales flow, so you can set up ManyChat. And instead of showing up live, right, you can just have this slowly dripping out to your content, dripping out to your audience, sorry. It can be available 24/7, and you can use it later. Lots of benefits to this. It's an evergreen product. You can reuse it again and again. It's super easy to scale. You can do it again if it was a success. You just have to focus on your content. Less pressure for you and your audience. And it's really good for low seasons, because I find a lot of people are putting all their effort into like these really amazing masterclasses and workshop. People don't show up, and then they think it's a bad idea. And it's not that it's a bad idea, it's just because it's summer and people aren't showing up. So we might actually be throwing away really good ideas because of the attendance, but it's not the idea that was the problem. You got to think strategically as we move into summer. You can't just rely on, I'm going to go viral on Instagram with this reel. Ideally, you're going deeper with fewer people. I love the idea of the in-person events right now. I love the idea of the private community. I love the idea of the podcast in the ear. This is where you're creating more relationships and you're off of the social media platforms and onto digital real estate that you actually own. You're building relationships, not just funnels. In this world where everything wants to be automated, I'm loving doing more things that are high touch. And all of the things that I suggested are going to help you build long-term solutions. It's going to help build you up as the authority in your brand and business, especially, like showing up live or creating a new podcast. These things take some balls, right? Not everyone is willing to do that kind of thing. Just like I said in part 1, there's so many cool strategies. I love to nerd out on strategies. Do not implement a bunch of things. What is one thing that sparked a little light within you that you thought, I would love to create that? That would be fun for me. I have an idea that can help people. My audience would love this delivery format. Keep all of those things in mind when you create. Guys, if you're not in my private coaching community already, check out the show notes. You can interact with me there. It's high touch. There are 9 core courses that you can dive into that are going to help you build a better product, market, sell, all of the things. You'll get a sneak peek behind my Instagram client acquisition system. It's all free. Check it out. And if you like what we're doing here over on The Sovereign CEO, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. It helps us a ton. And I'll see you guys back here for another episode soon.